least important thing is my introduction for those people who don't know me. So, my name is Virendra Kumar Jetli or VK Jetli. These days, people write Commander also before my name, Commander VK Jetli, because I happen to join Indian Navy after passing out from IIT Kharagpur in 1979. और इंडियन नेवी में एक छोटा सा बड़ा सा इनफैक्ट मैं कहूंगा काम किया था। INS विराट का मैं कमीशनिंग क्रू था, जो एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर था उसका मैं कमीशनिंग क्रू था। 87 में हम लोग हिंदुस्तान लेके आए थे एंड आई फील वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट इट दैट आई वाज ए पार्ट ऑफ दैट कमीशनिंग क्रू। और नेवी में मैंने 22 साल सर्विस की और 2002 में आई टुक प्रीमेच्योर रिटायरमेंट एंड देन आई वाज विद JP यूनिवर्सिटी एज ए फाउंडर डीन ऑफ देयर JP यूनिवर्सिटी नियर शिमला। फिर सिस्को में रहा मैं लगभग 4 साल, 2 कंपनीज में प्रेसिडेंट रहा। अब पिछले 10 साल से आई एम ऑन माय ओन। आई कंडक्ट कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनिंग वर्कशॉप्स। शास्त्री साहब ने जैसे बोला कि आर्टिकल्स लिखता हूँ, मेरी यूट्यूब है चैनल एक्सलेंस ग्रुप, वहाँ पे भी डालता रहता हूँ कुछ ना कुछ प्रोग्राम बना करके। सो दैट्स व्हाट आई डू नाउ। दैट वाज द लीस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। नेक्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शन मेरे ख्याल से, इसके पहले कि मैं भगवत गीता के बारे में कुछ 2 शब्द बोलूं, मेरा ज्ञान तो बहुत ही लिमिटेड है। मैं भूपेंद्र दयाल जी, जो आज के हमारे भगवत गीता के ऊपर सबको कुछ पर्ल्स ऑफ विजडम देने वाले हैं, आई विल से फ्यू वर्ड्स अबाउट हिम। He was from the same hostel where I was in first year. He was in the final year. So he is 1975 pass out, chemical engineer, and one of the senior whom we respected a lot. कॉलेज में जब आप फर्स्ट ईयर में जाते हो तो किसकी रिस्पेक्ट सबसे ज्यादा करते हो? जो आपको रैग नहीं करता, जो आपको अच्छी तरह से बिहेव करता है, आपके साथ प्यार के साथ बोले, वही बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है आपके साथ। एंड भूपेंद्र दयाल जी वाज वेरी वेरी सोबर पर्सन एंड इफ आई रिमेंबर करेक्टली सर, यू वर a badminton player also. Am I right?
Yes, that was the passion I had then.
Yes, yes. So, and now for last 15 years, Bhupender Dayal ji has gone totally into Bhagavad Gita. वो जैसे कहते हैं ना, ईटिंग क्रिकेट, प्लेइंग क्रिकेट, स्लीपिंग क्रिकेट, तो इनके साथ भगवत गीता ही है, सुबह शाम दिन रात सब कुछ। तो भगवत गीता का प्रचार कर रहे हैं भूपेंद्र दयाल जी पिछले लगभग 15 सालों से। और इनकी जो इंस्पिरेशन है वो है श्रीला प्रभुपाद जी और स्वामी राम सुखदास जी। और विद a large number of like-minded friends, he has developed and prepared a simplified 1-year course for propagation of the philosophy of Gita among common folks like me, जिनको कोई डीप नॉलेज नहीं है, कुछ भी, हमारा नॉलेज बहुत ही सुपरफिशियल टाइप का है, लेट मी एक्सेप्ट दैट। सो फॉर पीपल लाइक अस, he has created that 1-year program. Don't think it's daily. It is, I think twice a day or something like that. Sorry, twice in a week. He will probably tell something more about that. And since then, his intellectual, spiritual, and emotional connect with the philosophy of Gita has led him to dedicate himself totally to the spread of service of spreading the message of Bhagwan Krishna, जो उन्होंने भगवत गीता में दिया। और वो एक ऐसा मैसेज है जिसके बारे में का शायद ही कोई बड़ा स्पिरिचुअल लीडर हो जिसने उसके बारे में कमेंट्री ना लिखी हो। अगर आप शंकराचार्य जी, माधवाचार्य जी, रामानुजाचार्य जी, स्वामी प्रभुपाद जी, अरविंदो ऋषि, विवेकानंद, कितने ही, किसी का भी नाम लीजिए, everybody has not only studied Bhagavad Gita deeply but given a commentary also on that, वो डिटेल कमेंट्री। सभी लोगों ने अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश की है इसका मैसेज सिंप्लीफाई करके लोगों के पास पहुंचाने की। तो बेसिकली प्लीज कीप योर माइक्स म्यूट एवरीबॉडी। मदन मोहन पांडे जी म्यूट कर लीजिए अपना। या सभी लोग म्यूट पे रखिए प्लीज। नाउ, भगवत गीता को एसेंस ऑफ वैदिक नॉलेज कहा जाता है। इसमें अगर सभी लोग जानते हैं, आई एम श्योर majority of you are much more literate about this topic than I am. So, गीता जो है, अगर आप बोलें, so it's a message or the preaching which Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna when he was in a dilemma कि मैं ये करूं या ना करूं, मैं लड़ूं या ना लड़ूं। जिस लड़ाई के बारे में वो इतनी देर से सोच रहे थे, तो उसके बारे में सडनली डिलेमा आ गया कि वेदर शुड आई डू इट और नॉट। एंड देन भगवान कृष्ण ने उनको जो मैसेज दिया, तो महाभारत का एक समझ लीजिए चैप्टर है, तो वही बाद में भगवत गीता हम सबके सामने है। एक इंग्लिश राइटर हुए हैं ऑल्डस हक्सले जी, फिलोसोफर, 50 के आसपास बुक्स लिखी हुई हैं उन्होंने, एंड ही नेवर फॉलोड एनी इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज्ड रिलीजन एज सच, बट ही वाज अ ग्रेट एडमायरर ऑफ गीता। तो ऑल्डस हक्सले लिखते हैं, गीता इज द मोस्ट सिस्टमैटिक स्टेटमेंट ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल एवोल्यूशन ऑफ एंडोइंग वैल्यू टू मैनकाइंड। Gita is one of the most clear and comprehensive summaries of perennial philosophy ever revealed to mankind. Hence, its enduring value is subject not only to India but to all of humanity. तो ये सिर्फ इंडिया के लिए नहीं है, पूरी ह्यूमैनिटी के लिए है। That is one great statement. And let me tell you, there are the people who have made statements कि if tomorrow the world decides to have a global religion, United Nations says कि let's have a global religion, तो सारी बुक्स अगर वो दुनिया की देखेंगे and they have to come to conclusion which book should be followed, I tell you, most of the people were unanimous, it has to be भगवत गीता। तो दुनिया में अगर हार्मनी लानी है तो भगवत गीता इज द वे। वो कोई हिंदू की बात नहीं करता, कोई मुसलमान की बात नहीं करता, क्रिश्चियनिटी की बात, किसी की बात नहीं करता। It's a philosophy of life for the mankind, how to live life in a great way. आप लोगों ने ई श्रीधरन साहब का नाम सुना होगा, the metro man, a great man. This country has produced, मैं उनको आज की तारीख में one of the greatest living engineer मानता हूं। ई श्रीधरन साहब अगर दिल्ली में मेट्रो में चले जाएं तो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल वहां पर, इनफैक्ट उनका जो म्यूजियम है वहां पर भी भगवत गीता रखी हुई है मेट्रो के म्यूजियम में। और ई श्रीधरन साहब की बहुत जबरदस्त जिसको बोलते हैं फेथ इन द फिलॉसफी ऑफ गीता, तो उनकी एक स्टेटमेंट है, भगवत गीता वाज यूजफुल फॉर माय डे टू डे लाइफ आल्सो, सो आई स्टार्टेड प्रैक्टिसिंग इट। आई कंसीडर इट एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव गॉस्पेल, वन that will help you in doing things like running your organization. अब यहाँ पर मेरे ख्याल से आधे लोग IIT बैठे हुए हैं, डिफेंस ऑफिसर्स बैठे हुए हैं, इंडस्ट्री के लीडर्स बैठे हुए हैं। Everybody who has got little bit knowledge, he will agree कि yes, ये एक ऐसी किताब है which can give you inspiration and take you to great heights. So it's really, I'm very happy that a large number of people, 77 people have joined. आजकल लोगों के पास समय कहाँ है इतनी स्पिरिचुअल चीजों के बारे सुनने के लिए, but here we are so many people have joined and some more will be joining, I'm sure. कुछ लोगों को थोड़ा सा लेट आने की आदत होती है, that's perfectly fine, no problems. तो आज का जो प्रोग्राम होगा मैं उसकी थोड़ी सी आपको रूपरेखा बता देता हूँ, how will we handle it. I will start with a few questions with our master Bhupendra Tayal ji, IIT Kharagpur 75 batch, and involved fully in this field for last 15 years. और उनके क्वेश्चन सुनने के बाद I will request him to probably, because let me tell you, I am just a beginner in this field. My knowledge is very, very limited. I may be able to touch only very, very small part through those questions. So I will request him to probably touch upon those areas which I may not have touched. And then the house will be open to everybody for questions, everybody. But because there are so many of you, you will have to send the question on chat. So chat box पे आप question भेज दीजिएगा, and that will be, I will speak that question with your name and request our master Bhupendra Tayal ji to reply that question. So sir, मैं अपना start करता हूँ थोड़ा सा। सर हम लोग अधिकतर यहाँ पर बिजनेसमैन बैठे हुए हैं, सरकारी कर्मचारी भी होंगे, बट मेजॉरिटी आई विल से। तो एक चीज जो मुझे भी बहुत ज्यादा परेशान करती है, कहिए, या गीता में जो मैसेज दिया हुआ है कि फल की चिंता मत करो। लेट मी टेल यू, इट इज कंफ्यूजिंग नॉट ओनली टू मी, टू मेनी ऑफ अस। आई हैव टारगेट्स, जब भी मैं किसी कंपनी में हूं, आई हैव टू अचीव दोस टारगेट्स, अगर नहीं अचीव करूंगा आई विल बी लूजिंग माई जॉब। और फिर गीता कहती है फल की चिंता मत करो। तो ये चीज जो है, ये बहुत से लोग जिनसे मैं डिस्कस भी करता हूं, दे आल्सो टेल मी द सेम थिंग कि यार ये कैसे हो सकता है, टारगेट बनाने पड़ते हैं, प्लान बनाने पड़ते हैं, उसको अचीव करना, फिर कहते हैं फल की चिंता मत करो। तो सर इसके बारे में काइंडली विल बी ग्रेटफुल इफ यू कैन थ्रो सम लाइट सो दैट हमारा दिमाग का कंफ्यूजन थोड़ा सा दूर।
Hare Krishna to all of you. Being IITers, well, you are my friends, but being lover of Bhagavad Gita, I prostrate before all of you, because lovers of Gita are indeed मेरे लिए तो बहुत पूजनीय है. So I once again prostrate before you all, and now, okay, since I have been given the duty to touch upon Gita's explanations to whatever Mr. Virendra Jaitley puts up, well, your question is definitely very, very relevant. But let's remember, the goals of an organization are not attained merely by wishing, but people within the organization have to put in efforts and work towards those goals. Desire to attain those goals cause worries and tensions. Desires also envelops one's intellect. Gita says, Avratam jnanneten jnanino nitya vairina काम रूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पुरेण नलेंचा. Avratam jnanneten. Gita envelops one's intellect. Know it to be your enemy, eternal enemy. O Kaunteya, desires are never satisfied like fire. Therefore, if one puts in efforts, having desires also, he would be working with tensions and probably lesser intellect. And that can't produce, and that can't give him the best output. Just imagine how easier would it be to attain one's goals if one doesn't have desires, one doesn't have tensions, but has the proper attitude. Gita doesn't say that you shouldn't have goals, but it tells you to work with proper attitude, but do not worry about the goals. About the output, I shouldn't say about the goal. Well, you shouldn't have worry at all, but you shouldn't worry about the output, and that is the proper attitude to work. There are two things we must think. One is worrying, and second is pondering over the results. In pondering over the results, you tend to analyze the results, find out the cause of misfits. But as far as worrying over is concerned, Kabir Das ji has said, Kabira chinta kyun kare, chinta se kya hoye, chinta to hari kare, aur na कीजिए कोई. Let's delegate it to Hari. Why keep chinta in our court? He also says, चिंता ऐसी डाकिनी काट कलेजा खाए. It cuts your heart and eats it too. So goals are required because they tell you in which direction you are going to move. Now, what is the proper attitude to work? Gita says, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyakva dhananjaya tiddhe siddhyo samo bhutva yog tamatvam yog uchyate. That is, maintaining equanimity, you should work, leaving, of course, the sense of mindness in you. Now, that is the right attitude to work, but please do not have worries. Next.
चिंता मत कर, अपना काम कर. That's what you are saying. So focus on your work and not on the worries about the fruit, basically. But keep doing your job with full dedication. Great, sir. Now, sir, another question is, we are all under pressure in this world. It's impossible to avoid those pressures. And pressures are everywhere in the office. ऑफिस में बॉस डांटता है, घर में बीवी डांटती है, तो सब जगह डांट पड़ती है, खासकर मन लोगों को, तो उससे प्रेशर भी बढ़ता है. तो सर इस प्रेशर के कारण फिर वो एंगर आता है, गुस्सा आता है. नाउ जब चारों तरफ से प्रेशर पड़ रहे हैं, तो इस गुस्से को कैसे दूर रखा जाए?
स्ट्रेस को भी दूर करना है कि सिर्फ गुस्से को ही दूर करना है?
सर ऑब्वियसली ये स्ट्रेस को भी दूर करना चाहेंगे, सो आई विल मिक्स दैट. वो मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन था स्ट्रेस का, तो लेट अस कंबाइन द टू. आई थिंक एंगर एंड स्ट्रेस बोथ.
करेक्ट.
ग्रेट सर.
So there are two things to manage. One is stress, another is anger. Now, if such a question, I'll first focus on stress. If such a question is put to a motivational speaker, he'll probably deliver you a long lecture and then only give you some solution to it. But Gita always attacks at the root of the problem, and hence you can probably expect a shorter answer and a more befitting solution. Indeed, executives within an organization, they are under great stress, and they resort to various techniques like meditation, going on holidays, or having their seminars conducted in 5-star surroundings. But do these sessions of meditation give them lasting peace? On return from the holidays, are they not subjected to the same tensions again? But if you follow the lifestyle according to Gita, tensions would just not be there. Gita says, I'll again come back to the previous answer to the previous question. Gita says, desires eat everything that you have. Mahashano, Mahapapma, Vidyenmi Varinam. It consumes everything. It is most sinful. Know it to be your eternal enemy. Thus, whether you like it or not, if you want to get rid of tensions, you got to renounce desires. Now, as far as controlling anger is concerned, well, you all know anger is very, very damaging. Gita also says, Shaknoti have yasodu, prak sharir vimoshna, kam krodhat bhavam vegam, sayukta sa sukhi nara. He who is able to bear the force arising out of calm, that is desires and anger, he alone is yukta, that is yogi, and also happy. So in case you want to be happy, you got to learn to bear the force arising out of desires and anger. Gita further says, Trividam narkasya yedam, dvaram nasham matmanaha, kamas krodhas tatha lobhas, tasma netat prem taget. So kam, krodh or lobh, desire, anger and greed, these three are gateway to hell. You must renounce them. But how to renounce anger? But let's first think over this. Who do we get angry with? Whose behavior in our opinion is appropriate, or whose behavior is not appropriate, is not justified in our opinion. Certainly we are not mad, so we'll definitely get angry only at that person whose behavior is not conducive, is not appropriate according to our opinion. Thus, Gita tells you to shun anger on such persons also, whose behavior is completely unjustified. And greatest hurdle in managing anger is to just keep on justifying our anger. rather than accepting it as a great folly, we must not get angry under any circumstances. Thus, we can adopt two measures to control anger. One is change the belief system, make modification in your belief system that anger in any circumstances is not appropriate, must be renounced. Second, it might appear a little different to you, but some of you would appreciate this also. Recognize the goal of your life. Please do not leave the body without recognizing the goal of your life and work towards making it firm. Now, these are the two pronged efforts that you can make towards controlling anger. Over to you, Mr. K.
Sir, one more thing which is said in Gita, Bhagwan Krishna, he focuses a lot on detachment. और भगवान कृष्ण के बारे में कहा जाता है कि he was fully detached with everything. He was doing his job in a great manner, but he was detached. Now the same is expected from us also. We are all attached with our parents when we are young, till we get married. Then the attachment starts with wife, and then the children. So attachments keep shifting to different people at different stages in life. But saying that तुम detach हो जाओ, बच्चों से प्यार मत करो, बीवी से प्यार मत करो, गर्लफ्रेंड से प्यार मत करो, ये कैसे हो सकता है सर? How do you become detached?
True. Gita says, Vihai kaman ya sarvan, pumans charati nispraha, nirmamo nirankara sa shanti madi gacchati. That is, renouncing all desires, relinquishing all desires, he who wanders without sense of mindness and ego attains the lasting peace. Now, how do you attain that detachment is our present question. But you don't have to attain detachment, you are already detached. All you need to do is to accept that, appreciate that. We are all divine souls. We are not bodies. Soul, we all know, is without any modifications, is changeless. Gita says, Anaditvan nirgurtvan, Paramatma ya mavya, Sharir sthoti konte na karoti na liptate. Soul is without beginning and without attributes. It is divine and eternal. Seated in the body, it neither does anything nor does it ever get attached. Though we are souls, we always remain detached, only the bodies get attached. And remember, mind, intelligence are all parts of body. So it is a myth to think that we are attached to anybody. Who is attached is our just mind and the intellect. Again, I repeat, we are not souls, but bodies. We just got to realize it. But if we regard ourselves as body, in contradiction to what Krishna has said, we are bound to face problems. Remember, so-called wife and children are not yours. Krishna says, they are mine. Mamaivansho jeev loke jeev bhuta sanatana. He doesn't say they are mine. He says they are only mine. They are only mine. So why do you have to contradict Krishna? This is a beautiful story, but for paucity of time I will not take up that story. But let's accept they are not ours. But we should renounce them. We don't have to get rid of our wives and children, but we need to accept that our relationship with them is to serve them, not expect anything from them, but to keep on serving them. Over to you, Mr. Deep.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, when we joined IIT Kharagpur, our emblem had the logo of IIT Kharagpur. उसके नीचे लिखा था योगः कर्मसु कौशलम. तो पता करने पर पता चला कि ये भी भगवत गीता से उठाया गया है, तब हमें मालूम नहीं था. So now we know, yes, कि it is from Bhagavad Gita. And then I found कि there are large number of other organizations also, other institutions also, वहाँ भी योगा कर्मसु लिखा होता है, योगा कर्मसु कौशलम. लेकिन इसके पीछे भाव क्या है, भावना क्या है, what do they want to convey to us? Just please explain that, sir.
Questions, and it causes confusions in several places. ये श्लोक जो है वो ये है, बुद्धि युक्तो जहाति ही उभे सुख दुष्टते तस्माद् योगाय युजस्व योगा कर्मसु कौशलम. Now there can be two interpretations to this yoga karmsu koshnam. But I'll first give you the meaning of this sloka in very brief. A man in equanimity renounces both pious and evil deeds. Hence, you should become seated in samta. Now, the two interpretations what I was talking about could be maintaining samta and performing the activities is actually performing the activities with dexterity. Or the second could be performing actions with dexterity is nothing but yoga. Yoga is union with the Lord, union with the God. And Gita also says samta is nothing but yoga. That is samatvam yog uchyate. Samta is yoga. Now if you take this meaning that performing activities with dexterity is yoga, then performing theft, dacoity, rape with dexterity would be termed as yoga. But that cannot be true. So the other meaning is the right meaning of yoga karmsu koslam. That is maintaining equanimity, maintaining samta, performing the activities is basically performing the activities with dexterity. See, this has been stated earlier also, a few slokas before also it has been. Yoga stha kuru karmani, we have talked of this slok today only. Yoga stha kuru karmani sangam chakta dhananjaya. Siddha siddho samobhutva samatvam yog uchyate. So maintaining equanimity, you must perform your actions leaving behind sense of mindness. Whatever be the results, whether you are successful or you are not successful, don't bother about it. Over to you, Mr. JP.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have got a lot of friends who from being at IIT Kharagpur, तो बंगाल में थोड़े से लेफ्टिस्ट थोड़े ज्यादा थे लोग. Then in the Navy, we had some friends from Kerala also, वहाँ भी थोड़े से लेफ्टिस्ट ज्यादा थे. And then friends from Tamil Nadu, they were followers of DMK, IDMK, etc. And they call themselves नास्तिक. हम लोग तो नास्तिक हैं. हम भगवान में विश्वास नहीं करते. तो भगवत गीता के बारे में कहीं पर डिस्कोर्स चल रहा हो, बातचीत चल रही है, यार ये तो महान ग्रंथ है, दुनिया इसको अप्रिशिएट करती है, एक बार पढ़ तो लो, एक बार देख तो लो. तुम कार्ल मार्क्स की बातें करते हो, नहीं नहीं नहीं, वी डोंट वांट टू इवन टच इट. तो स्ट्रेट अवे ऐसा बंदा जो उसको हाथ भी नहीं लगाना चाहता, उसके बारे में सुनना नहीं चाहता, तो ऑब्वियसली यू नो कि ऐसे लोगों को कैसे समझाया जाए सर? थोड़ा सा इफ यू कैन थ्रो सम लाइट ऑन दैट.
You are right, you are very right. चाहे मैं अपने आप को नास्तिक तो किसी स्टेज पे नहीं कह सकता था, but yes, I was in a similar category quite some years back, and I literally had a heated discussion with a person who was from IIT Kanpur, much younger to me at that time. He was giving the discourse and I said, ये क्या भगवान भगवान करने से क्या हो जाएगा? छोड़ो इसको. Let's get involved in Paropkar. Anyway, now my belief system is something very different. So, but I'll still say to an agnostic person, that is Gnostic person, what you tell him may not cut ice with him, would not cut ice with him. For example, Gnostic that I know of, he would take his wife to the temple, but would not enter the temple himself. One day his boss gave him a CD and he says that you listen to it. He said, what's in it? That Lord Krishna has given some preachings in it, so you should listen to it. Like JP Sahib said, कि वे बढ़िया अच्छा ग्रंथ है, इसको सुनो. So he also said, but I don't believe in Lord Krishna. So why should I listen to it? I said, no, keep it. And listen to it sometime. One day, he was waiting for somebody in his car, and he didn't have any Bollywood music with him. So he inserted the CD and played it. A year and a half back, he confesses in a class, Bhagavad Gita class, and he said that I had this kind of an attitude but from that day onwards to the present day, whenever I am alone in the car, nothing else is played in the car. So Krishna's words in the sequence that he has spoken are very powerful, very powerful. Such is the force in Krishna's teachings. Thus, despite your glass having very little space for water in it, Krishna's words in the sequence that he has spoken cause their powerful impact even on Gnostic. But unless your glass is willing to accept the water, I don't think that my words, or for that matter, our words, could really push their way through. To benefit from Krishna's preachings, you must listen to them with open mind and in the sequence that he has spoken. It is bound to cause impact on anyone.
So I got it, sir. That means one should have an open mind to let noble thought comes from all sides, and then you accept or reject after that. That is your choice.
That is it.
Oh,
Right.
But the noble thought comes from all sides, sir. Sir, another question. This may be a little bit controversial. There are followers of other isms, Islam, Christianity. They follow Quran. Some people follow Bible. They say, why should I read Bhagavad Gita? And I also know that there were some people who were followers of Islam. Once they read Bhagavad Gita, they left Islam and they became Lord Krishna's bhakt, और उसके बाद सनातन धर्म को अपना लिया उन्होंने. And same thing has happened with some Christians also, जो बाइबल पढ़ते थे, बाइबल पढ़ते रहते थे, फिर एक दिन बैठ करके गीता पढ़ी, समझी, और उन्होंने भी उसके बाद से भगवत गीता ही पढ़नी शुरू कर दी और सनातन धर्म अपना लिया. नाउ ये चीज जो है, इस चीज के कारण जैसे ही आप किसी कट्टर मुस्लिम या क्रिश्चियन से बात करते हो तो सीधा मना कर देता, नहीं 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 भैया, भगवत गीता से दूर रहना, भगवत गीता से दूर रहना. तो ऐसे लोगों को कैसे सर हम भगवत गीता के प्रचार में ला सकते हैं?
Suddenly a story comes to my mind. I'll narrate that first. Gopis, they were talking among each other. So one of them said, don't enter that lane. वहाँ एक काला कलूटा रहता है and he's going to take away your heart. So Gita is like that. Better not listen to the words if you are completely closed in your mind. For Gita should not be treated as a religious book, unlike all other religious books, like Bible or Quran. It is a user manual given by Lord Krishna to lead a life full of lasting happiness and to make the life successful. The only book I can see somebody totally agreeing with me. Just imagine, would it be appropriate to say that moral science should not be taught in the class because its teachings contradict the teachings of some religion? That such a comparison cannot be made and should not be made. Gita does not make mention of any religion from beginning till the end. It does not talk of Hindu, Christian, Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, anybody. It applies to all the souls who are in human bodies. That is, if it applies to all the men and women. That's why you have yourself admitted कि वो पहले मुस्लिम थे और गीता को पढ़ने के बाद they started following Gita. So such is the power behind Gita. But please, please, please do not treat it as a mere religious book. It talks of no rituals, absolutely no rituals. So that's it, Mr. Jaitley.
Yes, sir. थैंक यू सर. सर रियली मतलब कि ये निचोड़ है फिलॉसफी ऑफ लाइफ, द आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग कहिए इसको जो भी कहिए, एंड यू सेड यूजर मैनुअल. यस, वेरी करेक्ट. सो अभी सर एक और मेरे दिमाग में प्रश्न है कि अगर आप थोड़ा सा सब लोगों को जनरली वो चीजें बता दें जो मैंने टच ही ना की हूं मेरे प्रश्नों के उत्तर में, बिकॉज आई टोल्ड यू इन द बिगिनिंग माय नॉलेज इज वेरी वेरी लिमिटेड. सो maybe I'm sure you will having some presentation etc. little bit. So kindly touch upon those aspects of Bhagavad Gita कि इसमें इन्वॉल्व होना, इसमें पढ़ना, इसके क्या फायदे हो सकते हैं हमारी नॉर्मल डे टू डे लाइफ में, उसके बारे में सर अगर कोई आपकी पीपीटी वगैरह हो तो 2-4 स्लाइड वगैरह दिखाएं तो आई बी ग्रेटफुल सर.
So recognize the preciousness of human life. You must have heard it number of times that human life is very precious, priceless. Lord Rama once, he wanted to address the inhabitants of Ayodhya. So he started his talk by saying, Bade bhag manush tan pava, sur durlabh sab granthan gava. Even gods in heaven and all the scriptures sing about the glory of human life. Sadhan dham moksha kar dwara, pai na jehi parlok samara. It is the gateway to salvation. After attaining it also, if one doesn't improve his next life, so paratrado pavai sir dhuni dhuni pastai. He really gets terribly miserable, beats his brow frantically. Kalahi karmahi ishwarahi mithya dosh lagai, and he blames everyone, all the things for nothing. So human life is very, very precious. Just look upon it, whether we have got this human life due to our own efforts. Is this human life obtained due to our own efforts? So what Tulsidas ji says, Kabahi karu karuna nar dehi, dekh is binu hetu sanahi. Us sanehi means that beloved, our beloved Lord has given that human life to us out of this causeless person. See, God is so loving to us, so kind upon us, that He has given all of us this human life. We shouldn't let it go waste. But His kindness is not limited to that. He has given this life to us in Kali Yuga. There are 4 yugas. Satyug, human life is said to be of 1 lakh years. Treta, it is said to be of 10,000 years. Dwapar, 1,000 years and Kalyug just 100 years. That is, you go to live the life correctly for 100 years, and then you can attain the same God which Lord Shankar had attained. Just imagine how kind the Lord has been upon us. I assure you, if you think over it in solace, in solitude, tears would roll down your eyes. God is really loving. He is very loving and loves us all. We must accept it. We must accept it. Now, what is so special about human life? You all would have various reasons, and all of them are going to be correct. But most special is that, well, don't think that other species do not have intellect. They also have intellect, but just the human species, they have the power to develop that intellect to the extent to know what is dharma, what is adharma, what is vastu. We can develop that intellect to the extent that we would get to know whether we are getting happiness or we are getting sorrow. So that intellect is possessed only by human beings. Why have we got human life? Now, all of you would probably think something, but as an answer, you would give the ideal answer. To earn a lot of money, so that we can indulge in material enjoyment, to rear the family properly, you would say no, that is not the main reason. To earn name and fame, here everybody would vehemently say, no, that is not the reason, but probably would be working towards earning name and fame. To attain heavens, see, Bible and Quran, their main goal is to attain heavens. Gita also accepts about attaining heaven, but what it says is, Tetam bhuktva svarlokam vishalam, Shine punya marke lokam vishanti. Enjoying extensive pleasures in heavens, when their pious deeds are exhausted, they got to return back to this mortal world. Hence, going to heavens is just a waste of time. I would therefore request you, kindly don't send your elders to heavens. Swargvasi mat banaiye unko. Then why has this precious human life been obtained? Is it essential to know it? 100%. Otherwise, we'll never go there. We'll never reach there. But most important question is, do we have to frame the goal of life? Or is it already framed and we just got to recognize it? Let us see. These are some of the things which are depicted in this screen. First, a pair of tongs. रसोई घर का चिमटा मान लीजिए या लैब का टोंग मान लीजिए. TV, desktop, fridge. Now just think of it, whether these things were constructed first or their goals were framed first. So all of you would probably say, certainly their goal is framed first and then these things are manufactured. When the human body is already there, certainly its goal also must have been framed earlier. We have got the human body, certainly its goal also must have been framed prior to our getting it. Is it essential to use a thing in the right manner to attain its goals? Evidently, yes. Where is the right way of usage given? Would the manufacturer go house to house? No. A book is supplied along with the product, which could be called as a user manual. In the user manual, right way of usage is given. Now, if the body is not used in the right manner, then what happens? The body would go under breakdown. Supposing if there is a refrigerator which is used for keeping the edible products cold and preserving them for a long time, and I say, no, I'm going to use this refrigerator for cooling my body. Open the door, keep a chair in front of it and use it for the cooling my body, what will happen? It will go under breakdown. Similarly, if the body is not used in the right manner, then the body would go under breakdown. That is, we would keep on getting miseries after miseries. Who would give the right way of usage of human body? Its manufacturer, Lord Krishna. Where is the right method specified? Bhagavad Gita, all of you know that. You are attending a session on Bhagavad Gita. You're very fortunate, I must say. Bhagavad Gita. Let me speak a few words about Bhagavad Gita. Very few words. It is the speech of Lord Krishna himself. The only scripture in the world. When I say only, I really mean only. Only scripture in the world which has been spoken directly by Lord himself. There is no other scripture in the world where the Lord himself has spoken. Certainly nothing can compare to it. Probably this would also, what I'm going to be saying is, you can see why Gita alone should be understood and practiced. This is the user manual of human life. We have talked about it several. You used the word earlier also, used the term earlier also. There is no wonder that all the great people whom Mr. Virendra Jaitley had named at the beginning of his talk, they all gave credit of success to their life to Bhagavad Gita alone. Be it Vivekanand, Mahatma Gandhi, or Einstein, winner of several Nobel Prizes, or for that matter, I'll take a few unusual names. Matli Sharan Gupta, Shahid Bhagat Singh, Lokman Tilak, of course you know, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, Abdul Kalam, they all gave credit to Bhagavad Gita for the success of their life. Such is the user manual, and no wonder it is taught in the most prestigious institutes in the world. Which is the most prestigious institute in management, business school, Harvard Business School. There also Bhagavad Gita is taught. A few IIMs also have that. Now we have made a mission to get it included in school and college level as a subject. Let us see, and we would need your support in that direction as well. It reveals deep hidden laws of nature. See, laws of nature cannot be understood by our own efforts, by our own intelligence. These laws are very deep rooted. But Krishna has revealed those laws in Bhagavad Gita in plenty, because nature is one of his energies. Unhi ki ye shakti. So he is the best one who can tell you about nature. I can take a few examples, but I think you all understand it very well, even without my taking examples. Lord Krishna has told Uddhav ji in Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana. I think you all know that Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are two different scriptures. So he has told Uddhav ji in Srimad Bhagavatam that I have already specified in Gita all the methods to make the human life successful. And he goes on to add in the next verse, there is no other method to make it successful. And if we want to make our life successful, we just don't have an option. We have to necessarily understand Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, we have come into this world and we would go back without attaining the goal of this life. So, human life cannot become successful without following Gita. And to follow Gita, you got to first understand what is written in it. It is unparalleled, divine scripture, summary of all the Vedas and Upanishads, etc. Applicable to all human beings. We have already elaborated on that. No wonder it is taught in most prestigious institutes in the world. Now think, how many of you really want to make your life successful? We have been IITians. Some of us, most of us have been IITians. Probably a lot of us have attained huge amount of material success in our life. But it is of no significance. It will be of absolutely no significance if the goal of our life is not attained. So, if we want to understand Gita, there should be a simpler method. There should be a simple method to understand Bhagavad Gita, because it's supposed to be very deep. So we try and explain Bhagavad Gita through a course on Gita. Virendra Jaitley Sahab has already said that we are into this, I am into this field for the last 15 years, promoting Bhagavad Gita to various people. During this time of COVID, Krishna has been very kind on us, and we have started online course. So whatever we were covering in this 1 year physical course, we are covering the same amount of things in just 6 months course, where you don't have to attend class twice a week, but just once a week. Just once a week, this class is of 2 hours duration. But this is the course. And what does course mean? How is it different from class? We all understand because we have been to IIT. Course has a textbook. So our course also has a textbook. That is Gita. But where proper explanation of Krishna's slokas are there, Krishna's teachings are there. Explanation by a realized person. Then regular online assignments are given. In IIT, we would probably topo the assignments, but here that is not the practice. You got to do online assignments, these are all objective types, but touch upon the real problems of your life, how Gita is applied there. Then Gita has 18 chapters, so you have regular online examination. After every 6 chapters, there is a regular online examination. So in the 4th stage, you have examination over entire Gita. So that is the way you can understand Bhagavad Gita. We are presently running a course in Hindi, not in English. English course also we will be coming out soon enough. But Hindi course is very reasonably priced, just 1100 rupees for the entire course. English course is likely to be a little more expensive. But nevertheless, if any one of you want to join it, please check with Mr. Virendra Jaitley, or you could contact me. I'll give you my mobile number. And the next batch is starting from 5th of December itself. So that's about Bhagavad Gita, and I've been given only this much of time also to give you my version of Bhagavad Gita explanation.
Thank you, sir. You can stop sharing. And now I will go to the questions which I have received from various attendees. And let me start the full list of the people who have made some remarks. Is from Bombay and is enjoying it fully. Ashok Mittal is from USA, Bits Pilani 70 batch. Wow, great. Very senior man. And it's early morning here, so I cannot talk. Devinder Singh, my mic is not working still. So, and he's very active in Vedic sciences. And he says he feels lucky to attend live talk delivered by Bhupender ji. Anil Dani ji, yes, उनका एक question है.
Anil Dani is my class fellow.
हाँ sir.
Anil Dani.
Sir.
I hope he is 75 batch.
Yes, sir, very much. Yes, I
Very
still got
much, Anil.
Wow.
You are my
Thank you.
teammate.
Yes, very much. Great, I've been following you on Facebook.
Okay,
Anil
okay.
Dani
I
ka
didn't know
question
about it.
hai.
I'm glad. Anil. Yeah.
So Anil Dani is asking question.
दो मित्र मिलते हैं
Yes.
Yeah, yes, very much, very much.
Gita mentions karma of past life. So does that mean that one has no control in this life to our own destiny? That is his question. कि अगर कर्मा पास्ट लाइफ का उसी का इफेक्ट होना है तो इसका मतलब है कि इस लाइफ में हमारा कोई कंट्रोल नहीं अपनी डेस्टिनी के ऊपर. That is his question.
Very relevant question. दानी साहब, अब मैं आपको साहब कह रहा हूँ, हालांकि आई नेवर एड्रेस्ड यू एज अ साहब.
Yeah, thank you.
So you have lot of control over your present actions. You can completely change your destiny by your present actions. Gita tells you the methods to do that. There are 3 yogas primarily mentioned in Gita, other than it is mentioned about other all yogas also, but primarily 3 yogas: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. It calls Bhakti Yoga to be the supreme most, but even by Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, you can attain salvation. That is, you can get rid of all your worries, tensions, miseries, and never come back to this mortal life. Nahi jnanen sadrashyam pavitrami vidyate. There is nothing like jnana, knowledge, which sanctifies the human beings. But it goes on to say that one who has attained siddhi in Karma Yoga, he attains that jnana on his own. As far as Bhakti Yoga is concerned, Krishna says that it is the king of knowledge. And in that, not only you get salvation, but you also get love of God. You attain love for God also. So you have great control over your destiny in the present by the present actions. On account of your past actions, you are thrown into a particular form of life. Human being, maybe human being, or inhuman being. You would be surprised to know that there are 3.75 lakhs species in human beings alone. So depending on your past actions, you're going to be put into one of those species. Wonderful question, Anil.
Thank
Okay,
you,
sir.
thank you. Sorry I was not on the video, but thank you very much.
Our next question is by Dr. Ranveer Sinha from Switzerland. He is a rocket scientist, by the way. He said, which parts of Gita's teachings can be simplified, rewritten, and taught as a part of civics course in schools as video lessons? And can the Ministry of Education to do so?
The Gita's preaching, you said, can be simplified and rewritten.
Correct. And taught as a part of civic course in schools through video lessons.
Right. Gita's teachings on their own can be taught in school, and we've been doing it. We've been doing it, and you'll be surprised to know that young children of 8th class, 9th class, 7th class, they participate so actively that we elders cannot compare with them. हाँ, but उसकी तरफ language जो है, language needs to be a little simplified. That's all. But you cannot rewrite Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
That's not possible, and probably the person who had asked question also didn't mean to say that.
Yeah. Commentary maybe उसका simplified.
Simplified commentary, and they're doing it. We have a book, and we are further simplifying it because we feel that it should be introduced in school and college level.
Sanjay Shri Gaonkar, 79, RP Hall, IIT Kharagpur. His son Mihir Shri Gaonkar, IIM Ahmedabad. He's a great follower of Bhagavad Gita. Both father son, they are there on the platform. Then Mudit Jain, sir, my question is, despite the Gita talking about doing one's duty, our leaders are doing anything but their duty. Why this dichotomy?
Probably the answer appears self-evident, but it may not be so self-evident. A similar question Arjun had put to Krishna. He had said that people know their duties, but despite that, they do not follow them as if they are forced not to follow them. What is the reason? So Krishna had replied to his question, Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajogun Samudhava. Mahashano, Mahapapma, Vidyenmi Varinam. It is the desires which gets converted into anger when an obstacle is met. So it is the desire which really forces them to commit sins, not to follow what Krishna has said in Gita, not to follow Gita.
Okay. Fine. Sudhakar Dayalji says, great discussion. Suresh Sharma says, wonderful, sir. Then his question is, again, it's a statement, remaining unruffled and present under both the circumstances with Siddhi and Asiddhi is Samata. We are grateful to you, sir. Anup Phulji from Delhi, Dwarka, quite enlightening presentation, sir. Tanmay Bansalji from Princeton Engineering Anomaly Research Laboratory has conducted studies on extrasensory perception and telekinesis. This is what they ended up saying in that study. Now, what is the statement in the study says? For 20 years, we have done what we wanted to do, and there is no reason to stay and generate more of the same data, said the laboratory founder, Robert John, former dean of the Princeton Engineering School and an emeritus professor. If people don't believe us, after all the results we have produced, then they never will. Probably, I think he's just making a statement. There's no question I find in this. Manoj Sahu. Manoj Sahu is in US. Tayalji Pranam. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Adhyay 18, 16:7 shloka says, it should also not be spoken to those who are averse to listening to spiritual topics. That means it should not also be spoken to those who are averse to listening to spiritual topics, and especially not to those who are envious of me. Will you please comment?
Yeah. Actually, what had happened was Krishna had stopped talking. Then, in 64th verse, he tells Arjun, 64th, you are talking of 67th, I'll come to that 67th also. In 64th verse, he tells Arjun, now I will tell you Sarva Guhyatam, that is, which is most secret knowledge. Then 65th verse, he gives the objective of Gita. And 66th verse, he gives the summary of Gita. Sarv dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraj. Ahem pasar papebhyo mokshishami mashucha. This particular verse practically everyone has heard of. Then 67th verse, he says, Idam te na tapaskaye, nacha bhaktaye kadachana, nacha mam yog, nacha ta susve vakyam, nacha mam yog vistuyate. So, what should not be spoken to everyone is this sarvaguhyatam jnana, most secret knowledge. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has said that whoever you meet, you must talk to him about Gita. But not this part. And that is why Krishna has also included that Sarvaguhyatam Jnana in the final chapter towards the end only. Right, sir?
Okay, sir. Then again, Shashikant ji ka remark hai, Gita is psychology of human life, not religion. Great. Dr. V.N. Shastri, science is based on logic and evidence. How rebirth concept is valid?
See, logic has limitation, that is, logic relates only to things that can be understood by our intellect. Something which is beyond our intellect, logic doesn't apply there. So, while there are three methods to know a particular thing, one is Pratyaksha Praman, Anuman Praman. Pratyaksha Praman is that can be known by the senses, logic would fit in there. Anuman Praman, whatever you have gained out of Pratyaksha Praman, that is out of your senses and intellect, based or deducing certain inferences from that, you come to Anuman Praman. That is another way of knowing things, but these two things don't give you the truth. And the final thing is Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman is those realized scriptures who are Trikaldarshi. They know what has happened in the past and what would be happening in the past. Things given by them are Shabda Praman. And Krishna, Lord Krishna himself is the best person for that. So what he has stated in Gita is the highest form of science. Highest, he says, Gyan Vigyan. And he also says it is the king of science. But that is not amenable to one's intellect and mind. It is beyond that, and to understand that you must apply, you must have faith. So, developing that faith gives you the power to understand that. Right? Whereas Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, what has been taught in Bhagavad Gita, is perfectly amenable to logic.
Good. Okay, then we have Mr. Majumdar. He has just said hello. B.B. Tiwari ji asking, moderator, can I ask a question? Yes, sir, please type your question. It will be asked. Shashikant ji is again asking, naval officer, a question. Neither I am Arjuna, nor Krishna, also not blessed by the divine eyes. How much I can follow Gita? ये उनका क्वेश्चन है. ना मैं अर्जुन हूँ, ना मैं कृष्ण हूँ, मैं गीता को फॉलो कर सकता हूँ.
What's his name? Say it again, please.
शशिकांत मिश्रा जी, बॉम्बे से.
शशिकांत मिश्रा साहब,
इंडियन नेवी से रिटायर्ड हैं.
इंडियन नेवी से. आप जो हैं, आप में सारी अर्जुन की क्वालिटीज हैं. कृष्ण says, दैवी संपद विमोक्षाय निबंधा यासुरी मता माँ शुचा संपदम दैवी मभी जातोसी पांडवा. Well, you are born with divine qualities. All of us are born with divine qualities. It is just that demoniac tendencies we have ingrained, now we have brought in ourselves, ourselves, and whenever we want, we can get rid of them. You are perfectly suitable, perfectly fitted to understand Bhagavad Gita. And I can tell you, if you read Bhagavad Gita, try and understand Bhagavad Gita in the proper atmosphere, you would really appreciate it. The batch which is going to conclude tomorrow, because tomorrow is their last paper, which is started in May. All of them, without exception, find a change in their life. आप बिल्कुल समझ सकते हैं. Yeah.
नेक्स्ट सर हर्षवर्धन जी, उनको शिकायत है उन हिंदुओं से who do not accept Gita as an event from our past, but just rather a simple story and a figure of imagination. तो ऐसे हिंदुओं का क्या किया जाए? उनको शिकायत है ऐसे हिंदुओं से.
Gita says, Indriyasyaste Ragdveshau Vivastitau Tayor Navash Margan Chet Tau Yasya Paripattinam. Well, we must not envy anybody, have no complaints from anybody. Believe in just Krishna. He is truly a loving person. You keep on making efforts. Keep on making efforts. And if Krishna wants, we will be successful. But whatever results we are getting, accept them as benefiting us. Because your father can't give you that particular situation which is not to your benefit. So whatever we are getting is going to be benefiting everyone. Some people would accept it, some would not. Yeah, next.
Navy से again retired under Commander Neeraj Singla ji. His question is, can we compare Gita with some of the laws of physics? Or maybe he wants to say, are some of the laws of physics are ingrained in Gita or vice versa, something.
Well, some things are, some laws of physics can be applied to Gita, but our physics is in very nascent stage. So, physics theories keep on changing, whereas what is stated in Gita can never change. It will remain eternal for ages to come. Not just 100, 200,000 years or 15,000 years. No. Be it Satyug, Kalyug, Treta Yug, whatever yug it is, Gita's preachings never change. Right? But yeah, if we talk of gravitational force, Gita talks also of gravitational force. Few laws can be definitely applied.
Thank you, sir. Then we had some active participants, Malu, then Tiwari ji, then Haripant ji, then Yogendra Sharma ji. It would be very happy to see more and more of such sessions. Dipanjan Basu Biswas. God is in all of us, and our soul is part of God. My questions are, number one, why this truth is not visible to majority of the mankind who do not follow Sanatan Dharma? The second question is, why God appears to be partial to human and has not given high intellect to other living creatures?
Very, very nice question. Can I know the name please once again?
Dipanjan Basu Biswas.
Dipanjan Vishwas.
Dipanjan Vishwas. Beautiful question. I said, now tell me, if sunlight falls on a piece of wood, or sunlight falls on a glass, or it falls on a magnifying glass, would the effect be same? No. Sunlight is same. At one place, it will be stopped. Another place, the light would be transmitted. Third place, it will convert the sunlight and probably turn it into fire. Similarly, it depends on the species. How do they take the teachings of Krishna? Right? And the reason for attaining a particular species, particular yoni, lies in human form. So whatever actions you perform in this life probably is the cause of your attaining the next life. But to attain the human life, you need special favor from Krishna. That's why even gods in heaven are envious of human beings. Just realize that we are in that special form of life. Let it not go waste.
Can I add a little more? One small question.
Please.
Sir, this still we are talking of lives, but what about inanimate things like which do not have life? They are also part of God, or they are under God, or they don't have anything to do with God.
Well, they have definitely got to do a lot with God. Everything in the universe, God is present in it. कण में मौजूद है भगवान, है ना? But
yeah.
we can, instead of going into long discussion, I'll give you my mobile number is 96023 74878. I would be particularly happy to have one-to-one conversation with you in greater details on your questions.
Right, sir. Thank you.
सर तनय बंसल ने नीरज सिंगला जी के क्वेश्चन के ऊपर जो फिजिक्स के बारे में पूछा था उन्होंने, so he has replied on chat that I come from a family with spiritual background. By the grace of God, I also gathered 8+ years of formal education. वो भी IIT खड़गपुर के हैं. And he says regarding your question about Gita and physics, I hope you will find some insights from our website. So his website is www.consciouscompute.org for the information of everybody. Consciouscompute.org, please visit, and you will feel some connect between science and spirituality. Great, very nice. And for your information, Tanay Bansal ji, we have KGPNs का एक group called KGPNs for Spiritual Technology. So there people keep discussing about this thing. So KGPNs for Spiritual Technology. Dr. Ranbir Sinha from Switzerland, again he says, thank you for trying to introduce parts of Gita in curriculum. Please keep it simple, interesting and practicable. Everything we teach in schools are so complicated and vague that students learn and practice very little. So obviously बच्चे हैं, स्कूल के बच्चे हैं, तो चीजें simple करके ही उनको बताई जाए तो अच्छा है. That's what is his request. Then Bala Sundaram Senior, whether success, what humans refer and what is referred in Gita are the same.
Sorry?
That's what humans refer to and what is referred in Gita are the same. Success.
No, definitely not. When we talk of success in general, we are probably referring to material success. Material success is of no consequence as far as Gita is concerned. In fact, it may cause attachment to material things. May, not necessarily, but usually it would. And attachment to material things would cause your downfall.
Ashok Mittalji from US is asking, Atma cannot be destroyed. Then how was it formed?
Actually, Atma is an extension of Lord Himself. So, That is why Krishna says, Mamai Vansho. It is my ansh, my fragment. It was never born.
Okay. Then Sandeep Vasudeva ji, how to perform work without binding to it?
Without bondage, how to perform actions? Well, it's a very important question. And Karma Yoga talks about it in great detail in Gita. If you have if you perform actions without having any desires and for the benefit of everyone, then your actions are not going to bind you. But remember, actions performed without desire doesn't mean that you should be desireless. You should have zero desires. What it really means is have no desires for your own self. Have no desires for your own self. Have desires only for other human beings, and best is for the pleasure of Lord, whose fragment you are.
Great, sir. So now I am going to just read all the questions which are balanced because only सिर्फ 5 मिनट बचे हैं. तो मैं अगले 30 सेकंड या 1 मिनट में पढ़ दूंगा सबको. Then you can just उसका निचोड़ बता दीजिएगा 1 मिनट में. और फिर then I will request Hari Mohan Pillai ji to give vote of thanks. I would like to, we started dot in time, we would like to stop also in dot in time. Devinder Singh ji पूछ रहे हैं, like some people may claim that without understanding Quran and others may claim about Bible, nobody can succeed. How would you counter it? Again he says, what is the ultimate goal and success of life? And Krishna Mukherjee says, great discussion. Shashikant is happy. Sandeep Vasudev says, how to perform work without binding to it. अच्छा ये तो हो चुका है question. Then how dharma is defined by Gita. Shishir Chandra Rath ji पूछ रहे हैं, thank you very much for the excellent presentation. Just say thanks, Commander Jetli and Upender ji. Tanay Bansal ji says, Guru ji, can we apply the forces of consciousness on physical devices for the benefit of mankind? Parthosarthi Dev, thank you very much. Siddharth Rai Chaudhary, how can Gita help in reducing infighting among countries, thereby lessening the human miseries? Yes. इसका क्वेश्चन का आंसर मैं ही दे देता हूं. अगर लोग ये कहना बंद कर दें कि सिर्फ मैं ही ठीक हूं इस दुनिया में और मेरे पास ही स्वर्ग जाने की टिकट है, ये लोग उसको मारो और चले जाओ ऊपर, गलत. Let us start respecting everybody. So that is my answer, sir. आपकी इच्छा से. सुरेंद्र हाडा जी पूछ रहे हैं, प्लीज शेयर योर व्यूज ऑन वेदास वर्सेस गीता. 67 बैच पुणे के. And 4 Vedas as scriptures are saying of rishis. Sharad Bhatia ji is a great another spiritual man. Can you please elaborate on the concept of Satchit Kamafal and Prabd Kamafal? जीवन मुक्त, ये तो बड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाएगा सर. एंड विदे मुक्त. शरद भाटिया जी आपको बात करनी पड़ेगी भूपेंद्र जी से अलग से. देन सुरेंद्र हांडा जी भक्ति एंड ज्ञान, वेद और गीता में दोनों में कैसे है. देवेंद्र सिंह जी फिर कुरान और बाइबल की कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं. आई थिंक अभी हमारा टाइम खत्म हो रहा है सर. रविंद्र माथुर जी इज वेरी हैप्पी विद द सेशन. सुरेंद्र हांडा इज हैप्पी. एंड डॉक्टर शास्त्री जी, गीता जयंती इज ऑन December 25th. My parents read the entire Bhagavad Gita doing fasting that day. They have been doing for several decades. Let us all cultivate the culture of reading Gita on Gita Jayanti at least. Namaskar. Then Naman Maheshwari ji, I shared a jam file with the meeting. उन्होंने एक link share किया है. You can see that in the chat box. And K.N. Nagendra Gappa, as Krishna promised, he came. If you believe him, kindly find him. Kindly call me on this number if you want to know more. And Kapil Mehrotra ji says, had a great time, great session. Sanjay Shakankar ji, Anil Dani says, great session, sir. Sir, you have got 1 minute to bind it up, sir.
So maybe Hari Mohan.
उसके बाद हरि मोहन जी.
In fact, questions are all so relevant, so wonderful, that one would like to respond to each of those, but you don't have time to respond to even one with a proper justification. Nevertheless, let us take up this. First of all, See, Bible and Quran, they do not claim this, that without following them, your life cannot be successful. Whereas Lord Krishna has said so. So if either we believe in him or we don't believe in him. If we believe in him, let us believe in him totally. And that is a fact also. You try and understand Bhagavad Gita first and then you can comment upon it. Without understanding it, you cannot comment on it.
Great, sir. थैंक यू सर. सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर आपका मेरी तरफ से. पहले तो आपने मेरे प्रश्न का समाधान किया, बाकी सब लोगों का समाधान किया. अब हमारे आईआईटी खड़गपुर के ही हरिमोहन पिल्ले जी हैं, जो केरला से हैं, लेकिन हिंदी बहुत अच्छी बोलते हैं क्योंकि बरेली में भी रहे हैं ये, और इंग्लिश के विद्वान तो हैं ही, और बड़े अच्छे आर्टिस्ट हैं, और गीता के एकदम अनुयायी हैं. तो मैं उनसे अनुवाद करूंगा. आपको मैंने 5 मिनट बोला था, अब आप 1 या 2 मिनट में अपना धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव कर दीजिए. हरिमोहन जी.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जेटली जी. आपको मेरी आवाज़ सुनाई दे रही है? सबको भी
Yes,
सुनाई दे
very
रही
much.
होगी. See, no matter who we are or where we live, we always have someone to thank. We thank because we are dependent on others in all aspects of our life. We thank because thanking is good for us. We are truly made by the grace and blessings of others. We need to open our eyes, see the gifts, and count the blessings. Today, our eyes are opened to another dimension of our existence at this late stage of this life by our own friend who was with us long ago in our wonderful campus. So we have to be extremely thankful to him for opening our eyes to this another dimension of our existence by introducing us to great teachings of the divine song that Bhagavad Gita is known as. Bhupendra Tayal ji, we can't thank you enough for the love and care with which you have enlightened us today. They say that no one loves Krishna more than the gopis, and he relishes their love more than anyone else. Their love is so great that even Krishna himself says he can't thank them enough. It is impossible to repay you or show enough gratitude for your love. That is gopis' love. Therefore, please be satisfied by your own pious activities. This is what Krishna said to gopis. So in Krishna's own words, Bhupendra Tayal ji, it is impossible to repay you or show enough gratitude for your love towards us. So therefore, please be satisfied by your own pious activities of, talking about Gita to the rest of the world. Please continue spreading the supreme knowledge of Gita to all. And we will also be with you in this venture. Thank you so much, Bhupendra ji.
And I am thankful once again to Bhupendra Tayal ji और उन सब लोगों का जिन लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया. एंड नाउ मे आई रिक्वेस्ट कि अपने अपने घर में जहां पर भी आप बैठे हैं, लेट अस गिव ए स्टैंडिंग ओवेशन. खड़े होकर के जरा ताली बजा दें और बड़ा अच्छा रहेगा हमारे भूपेंद्र तायल जी की. धन्यवाद. थैंक यू वेरी मच. थैंक यू.
In fact, I prostrate before all of you.
थैंक यू सर.